Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jeremy, founder of QuickMail.io.
Hey, and this is Jack, Chief Lead Generation Officer at salespread.com. Today, we're coming at you with a
Rapid fire.
rapid fire. Exactly right. Yeah, we've got quite a few questions. We'll go rapid fire and answer your burning cold email, sales outreach, chat GPT, personalization type questions, but I'm getting
LinkedIn
ahead of
too.
myself. LinkedIn too, that's right. All right, so just before we dive in, a quick word from our sponsors, because of course today most B2B companies lack the time or expertise to turn cold prospects into warm sales qualified leads. That's why at salesbro.com we're going to bring you one lead every day, Monday through Friday, by sending ultra personalized cold emails and LinkedIn messages on your behalf, so you don't have to worry about prospecting, copywriting, outreach strategy, follow-ups, reply handling, and everything in between. So if growing your pipeline sounds good, even if you're going after C-level, hard to reach executives selling big ticket items, head over to salesbro.com and get in touch. Let's help you make some deals happen.
There you go. And
Salesbro.com.
if you want to do it yourself, you could use one of the best cold email platform on the market. It's called QuickMail.io. It's awesome. If you're worried about deliverability, just use us. And yeah, we've been doing it for more than 10 years, oh no, close to 10 years. So yeah, check us out, QuickMail.io.
All right. All right. So we're going to dive straight in. Well said, Jeremy. Now, look, we've got at the moment 16 questions. So, Jeremy,
We're going to
stop
have to be fast.
You can do a super rapid fire. Okay. Let's rock and roll. Question one: personalized images in cold email. Something like, look at your company on this t-shirt. Does this really work? Is this working right now? I don't believe in that. I'm skeptical. What about you, Jeremy?
Unless you have something that actually demonstrates your product and it's interesting for people to see, I think those gimmicks are done.
Fair. All right. Next question. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's cute, but I got to know from someone in a 20-person company. Should I try one other person if it's a relevant role? You want to take this one?
Man, that's more in your LA. So go for
Yeah, I
it.
know. It depends what the no looks like. If it's a quick 2-letter response, no, then you don't really know why. It could be that this person's just having a bad day and they really didn't consider it. But if it says, we are not interested in X kinds of services, we don't have a budget or a need right now, then I leave it be, right? Move on to deeper, bluer waters, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So next question. How can I replace cold calling with cold emailing without sacrificing results or making sure I still hit my quota?
I don't know if I'm being asked, I will do a transition, a small transition. You don't have to when you're doing it as a switch.
Well,
so I'll grow
good
it slowly.
point. Good point. We're going to grow it slowly, but also consider this. Write down the number of results you're getting through cold calling so that you actually know what you need to make up. You're chugging that.
Was that?
You're chugging that water. That's good.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
impressed. Rapid fire chugging.
Hey, it's a fire. Man, it's so hot here. Anyway, sorry. Too many information for listeners.
So just bear in mind that you know the number. If you've been doing cold calling for a while, you know what it delivers. So it's going to be very helpful to figure out what's your starting point. And if you can figure out a cold email campaign that's going to maybe get, just aim for 25% your first month. So then you can drop 25% cold emailing. And eventually, I think Jeremy and I would both agree that cold outreach, when done right, should be replacing cold calling.
100% and easily, in theory.
Okay.
And last thing I would say is it could be complementary too. Anyway.
Okay. Oh, smart. All right. Next question, rapid fire. I've been growing my LinkedIn audience like crazy, but I'm still not hitting quota. What am I doing wrong? Yeah. Oh boy, be careful. That's classic vanity metric.
Yeah, got plenty of bots accepting my invites.
No, it's not even that. Let's take it for granted that these are true blue prospects, but just because they're in your network does not mean that you have more sales opportunities. You just have maybe a closer path to starting a conversation. But if you're trying to start that conversation incorrectly, or you're coming across very salesy, that's probably what's happening. My opinion is you're either not doing enough direct outreach to those new LinkedIn connections, or you're doing it in a way that turns people off, even would-be buyers. A good example is, hey, we have a webinar at 60 minutes that covers this fabulous topic. Want to join? And that's not really appropriate for your brand new LinkedIn connections that don't really know you. You try something else, a different tack, in order to monetize the work you've been doing on LinkedIn, to get a better shot hitting your quota.
All right.
Yes?
Next question.
Okay. Jeremy, I get wrong person way too much as a reply, but in my market, it's hard to know exactly who I should be speaking with. Any tips? Any tips?
How about you ask them who the right person could be? Or maybe changing your call to action.
Easy. So it's basically like a quick reply. Thanks for letting me know. Do you mind pointing me in the right direction? Boom.
Yep.
And then I may even say, like, P.S. thought it was you because, marketing typically deals with influencer campaigns, whatever, so that they can actually see that you care enough. Did a little bit of homework. Another idea is, if this is you, it's very likely you're kind of in still startup mode, and you're not exactly sure who's the buyer. But I always say, like, even if you've got a handful of customers, look at their titles, right? Do your best job to create lookalike buyers, to hopefully minimize the wrong person address. And bear in mind, wrong person could actually indicate that you're not explaining clearly what you're selling and how it helps, right? So if you've got the right person, make sure the copywriting does its job to say why they can benefit from it.
Well said.
All right, this one's up your alley, Jeremy. How long before our Autowarmer tool stops working?
In general, yes. So it's an industry problem. I would have said 3 months ago, but I was wrong. So I don't know. I still believe that 2024 is going to be hard to have Autowarmer working. But we'll see. It's a
quarter or two.
Just one thing is, like, it seems like Google finally wakes up every beginning of the year. So they screw up with TensorFlow in February. They did the same thing, but toward for the Autowarmer, they came up in October saying, like, hey, by the end of February we are cutting it. So it seems like they always have this sort of like February thing happening.
Initiative.
Yeah, they were nice. They let us know before, but so I would probably say 2024 is gone. Or just the sort of like small players will be able to make it, but it still be
okay. Follow-up rapid fire question. Knowing that, anything I should be doing right now to prepare?
Oh gosh. Get your ducks in a row, right? Lower the volume and make sure you actually got better results, because 1% reply rate, just not cutting it. It doesn't matter if you have Autowarmer. So get it up.
Well said. All right. Our main domain has been flagged by spam. Gasp. What do we do?
It happens to us, actually. One of our employees decided, stupidly enough, to use our own domain in order to do his cold outreach, because he was like not willing to auto-warm another inbox. So obviously he's been badly slapped on the wrist. But it's okay, because usually if you don't use your main domain for doing cold outreach, then most of the communication is okay and normal, and so very quickly we'll come back as healthy again, right? It's not like where you keep
30 days.
Exactly. So if you react on a first sort of first signs, you should be fine within a month for sure.
Okay. So first thing, stop outreach to every cold prospect. Second thing, transfer over to a classic cold email domain, and give it about 30 days before you really call in the deliverability experts to do troubleshooting. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. What strategies can you use to personalize cold emails at scale? I've got an easy one. This is build your list with enough careful filters that it takes care of personalization for you. A couple episodes back, good example, grabbing all the Y Combinator recently funded companies. And so there you go. It's kind of easy. Reaching out to B2B Y Combinator folks like blah, like that's that's a gimme. And yeah, you can do it at scale. What do you got, Jeremy?
No, I think it's the best one to do it at scale. Otherwise, use some tools. I guess that's the thing, but we know where the stage is at that.
You can, but think about like what we're doing at SalesBread is we just have a really great group of people that are in charge of doing a bunch of personalization at scale to some extent. So that's right. That's another strategy. Moving on, we've got about 5 more. Let's see. How long does it take for people to answer a cold email on average? Give us a stat, Jeremy.
I can take this one. So usually it takes 2 days, but there is a caveat. If you're sending on Friday, good luck if you're not receiving an answer on the very same day.
Interesting. All right. So Friday, no day. Next question. How can you mitigate the risk of damaging your brand's reputation when you're using a cold email agency? Let me take the first swing at this one. Make sure that you're sending through dedicated cold email inboxes and domains to keep that reputation separate and protected. Anything I missed, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think it's a brand reputation, as in like, if I'm reaching on behalf of SalesBread and I'm actually doing some, or on behalf of QuickMail and I'm doing like some dodgy, stuff, I would just say, just ask for reviewing every copy that goes out and make sure you're
and every list,
you're okay with every list. Oh, on the list like as well.
Yeah, because like just bear in mind, especially with the pay per lead approaches, like you're kind of be aware that that's incentivizing volume, right? Because if I'm just paid on a certain appointment or what have you, it is in my best interest to contact thousands of folks on your behalf. And maybe they're a good fit, maybe they're not, but like all of that matters when it comes to brand reputation. So next question, can cold emails be used to generally build relationships, or are they primarily transactional? Weirdly, I think they're primarily relationship driven and not transactional. Like I've never sent a cold email. I don't remember a cold email that I've ever sent to a cold prospect with a buy link that actually led to a sale, i.e. transactional. Yeah, exactly. Did I read that wrong? What do you think, Jeremy?
Oh, the same. It's like we keep saying sending an email is to open a conversation, not to. So in that case, it's not really transactional. Plus, anyway, you could always like after that follow up, and then I have some past buyers, some people that contacting and so on that are, part of my contact now, and I feel comfortable having conversation and chat with them and asking them stuff. So, at the end of the day, it's all relationship. So.
All right, let's introduce. I skipped this question in the beginning because, frankly, I'm worried that the answer I give is going to sound really weird. But it's a nice segue from this previous question. Any tips for building emotional connections with B2B prospects?
Depends what's emotional. I mean, like if I say, hey, your wife is in hospital, that's going to be an emotional reaction.
Correct. You're right about that. Now, something that comes to mind if we weren't going to take that tack, of course, is using pain points and really like twisting the knife a bit and combining that with showing your human side as well. So a lot of the time we want to show a case study that's only gold stars, but imagine like you're kind of approaching a conversation where it's like, I used to really struggle with X. In fact, I lost a job 2 years ago because I couldn't figure out why. So for the past 12 months, it's been my mission to address blah. And so to me, that's kind of an emotional way to start that connection.
That's kind of a story, right? So if you can do like a sort of like story and bring people on a journey, that's good.
Yes. But I'll tell you, it's hard to get stories right with cold email. Ditto for humor. But when done correctly, it works. So I'll just say, like, do small mini tests first to make sure this actually resonates. Send it to some peers and customers to get their reaction before testing out. I think that's like more black belt level. We got one more question, Jeremy. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought we were done. Let's do it.
No, this is a super long rapid.
It's nothing but
okay. Rapid. Actually, we got 2 more. What the hell? So first, how do you identify which elements of your cold emails need optimization?
Ooh, I love this one.
I think you identify it by the replies you get. If people say wrong person, are you being clear enough? Do they say like, we don't have a budget for this, so maybe you need to be very clear that this is budget friendly, whatever. Responses, what do you got?
Yeah, I love that one. The other thing is, if you're not getting what you want, it's also because you haven't crafted the well enough email. So for example, people not replying in a way or finding it confusing or whatever, then they either not. So silence is also an element of optimization. And I like also the unsubscribe stuff. We added in quick mail the reason why people unsubscribe. Well, they actually click on it. So, if people say it's confusing, then change your value proposition. If people say, I don't know what to do, then change your CTA. It's just those sort of things are pretty helpful.
Good point. Okay, last question. I got a 2-word answer for this one, by the way. What data points should you consider when deciding who to send cold emails to?
Go for it.
Previous customers.
There you go.
You knew that. You knew that. All right. If you made it this far, you probably enjoyed what you heard, in which case you very well may love the course over at course.quickmail.io. It's the podcast turned into a course form. If you ever sat and listened and said, guys, this is great, but just sit down and tell me everything I need to know to send cold email, just like one of those high priced agencies. Well, the course gives you that, and it comes with a 30-day money back guarantee. So take it for a risk-free test drive, learn something. And if it doesn't rock your world, no harm, no foul. Check it out today.
Well said. And there will absolutely be no fluff or no. Is there jokes in the course? I can't recall.
There is a joke. There is actually one joke. No, it's the section we have on legal. It says, you've made it to the funnest part of the course, and obviously legal is not, but we had to cover it. Okay.
All right.
So, Jeremy, thanks for the rapid fire.
Thanks, Jack. Bye.